Semesters just have a way of getting busy quickly with all of the homework that you need to do, all of the projects that pile up, all the lectures that you need to attend, and all of the classes that you need to go to. In order to stay on top of our work and to avoid overwhelm, we need to develop specific strategies for time management. And that is the focus of this video, taking a little bit of time now to help you manage your time down the road. In this video, we're going to cover 8 tips for time management. In each of your classes, you should receive a syllabus at the beginning of the semester that outlines all of the readings that you need to accomplish, all of the due dates for your assignments, all of the exams that you have. It can be exceedingly difficult to keep track of all the syllabi you get throughout the semester, especially if you're taking 4 or 5 classes. So what should we do? Combine all of those syllabi into one single document that has every single assignment, every single reading, every single exam period. Doing so, combining all of these documents together, helps you stay more organized throughout the semester. We also should look for traffic jams. Traffic jams are times when you have a lot of things that are coming due at the same time, and so you want to make sure that you prioritize getting a few of those things done ahead of time so you have less traffic on the weeks that you might be the most busiest during the semester if you are not looking for those traffic jams. At the start of your day or week, create a prioritized to-do list. I prefer to write my tasks out on paper so I get that satisfaction of crossing off an item from the list when it's complete. Whatever you do, make sure that you're brainstorming and prioritizing the tasks that you need to do based off their importance. When you're considering what to prioritize, consider the following characteristics. First, think about the urgency of a task. When is it due? Is it due this week or is it due next week? Prioritize completing that paper that's due on Friday over studying for a test that's in 2 weeks. Think about the importance and significance of the task. What tasks matter the most? Which assignments will have the most effect on your grade? If you have an assignment that is only 10 points, you probably want to spend a little bit less time on that than the assignment that is worth 100 points. Also think about your long-term goals. What are the tasks that you have to complete that are most related to your long-term goals, your career goals, your educational goals? Focusing on accomplishing those tasks that are important to you because they are helping you achieve your goals. And just kind of a side note, if you want to learn a little bit more about crafting goals, please check out our video on creating and reaching your goals. Also think about the complexity of the task. Some tasks are much more complex and require much more mental energy than others. Start with the tasks that are more demanding, more challenging, and get them accomplished first. Also think about flow. Think about what tasks are similar and what tasks are different. Try to group tasks that are similar together and accomplish them at similar times, whereas create some distance between tasks that are different. At first, we often overestimate how long it is going to take us to complete a task. To compensate for this, we need to schedule more time in our calendars and in our schedules than we think we are going to need. A classic example of this is scholarly articles. Many of the students I have had in the past report that it takes them much longer to complete those scholarly articles than they anticipated. However, conversely, tasks tend to fill up the time that we devote to them. If we plan a huge block of time, like half a day, for a task that should only take an hour or so, we tend to take much longer to complete that task than if we had scheduled an appropriate amount of time. So we need to figure out how to balance the amount of time that we are devoting to specific tasks, first trying to overestimate, and then start to get better estimates of how long it is going to take us to complete our tasks. When you are working on a challenging or complex task, avoid multitasking. We often overestimate how much we can accomplish when we are trying to multitask, and we reduce our productivity when we try to do too much at once. Instead, we should be focusing on one task at a time and making sure that we have reduced distractions as much as possible to avoid the temptation of multitasking. Experiment with including small changes in your schedule to determine if those changes help you maintain focus, help you be more productive. For example, you might try waking up an hour earlier to see if you can get an extra hour of devoted, focused work done. You might also try working at a coffee shop if you've never done so before, or stopping by your local library. Schedule a specific time in your day to answer your emails. Focus on getting your high priority tasks done first before you check those emails. Don't add to your list before you've started taking some things off of your list. Most emails do not require a bunch of mental energy to accomplish, so make sure you're not spending your most valuable time on those messages. When I was a student, finding time to complete my readings was a challenge. One solution that I learned was to use text-to-voice apps or PDF readers. You can find many of these different apps in the App Store, and I would encourage you to try them. You can use these apps to have your course material read out loud to you. That way you can be listening to your class readings and other course material as you grocery shop, as you go for a walk, as you do chores. And note that this might not actually replace sitting down and reading your articles, but for me it helped me understand kind of the big picture and main points of the many articles I had before I had to read them, which helped me just digest them a little bit more smoothly. Reflect on how you are actually spending your time. You can do this in a couple ways. First, you could set a timer for every 30 minutes or an hour, and then write down whatever you are doing when that timer goes off. Were you checking Facebook or other social media? Were you focused on an important task at hand? Checking in with yourself and kind of figuring out what you are actually using your time on can help you become more productive as you realize the moments you are not using your time as wisely or as productively. Second, you could do what Jolie Jensen in Write No Matter What calls a reverse day planner. In essence, you keep track of what you are doing during the day, at the end of the day, or throughout the day. You create a calendar of what you are actually doing. So if you spent 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock answering emails, you write that down in your calendar. And so at the end of that, you have created a list of the ways that you are spending your time throughout the day, which helps you decide, are you using your time on what is most urgent for you? Are you using your time on what is most significant for you? What is helping you reach your goals? And so on. And before I conclude this video, I just wanted to quickly plug our video about writing tips. And so if you're struggling with writing at all or being a productive writer, check out that video for some more advice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips help you be more productive and more successful in school. I wish you the best on your semester. Good luck.